Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Carson Rouse, and welcome back to Business Buzz, where we focus on business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Today, I'm going to be going through my 3 favorite service businesses that you can start in 2021. Guys, I hate to say it, but this is the last video on Business Buzz in this set. Guys, we're changing up the sets. I just invested a bunch of money to recreate a whole new set for Business Buzz. I mean, I've been doing this backdrop stuff with these lights and this microphone right here under my shirt for like 2 or 3 years now. So I figure it's time to change it up, make things look a bit more professional, get a better mic, better lighting, better everything. It's gonna look super cool. That's the plans anyway, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave me a like. Number 1, social media management. Managing the social media presence of a small business is a very profitable way for you to make money in 2021. Businesses love getting on social media now. As you can tell, every small business seems to have their own social media nowadays, and they're posting all the time because it's a cheap way to advertise and you have the potential to go viral. But because so many companies have social media pages now, it creates a demand for people to management. A lot of small business owners and medium-sized business owners just don't have the time or the knowledge to know how to manage their social media correctly and get out to a broader audience to bring in business. And that's where you come in. If you want to manage a small business's social media, here's what your tasks are going to be. First of all, you're going to have to set up or at least ramp up the pre-existing social media accounts that the small business already has. I'm talking like a Facebook, an Instagram, even a TikTok. You got to be active on these social media pages and be responsive to the people that engage with your content. Your whole goal is to build up a nice following base so you can advertise deals and just refresh people about the company. You could even run some small ad campaigns if you're familiar and knowledgeable with those, of course, at the discretion of the business's budget. You don't want to go over their budget and overspend and all that stuff. You want to stay within their budget. Keep in mind, guys, a lot of business owners are older people, right? People, 40, 50, 60, 70 years and older who aren't too familiar with how to run a social media page and how to engage and really just know what you're doing on social media. And there's also the time factor where they don't really have time to go out and learn all that stuff. If you're watching this video, you're most likely at a young enough age to where you're pretty familiar with social media, and just a few weeks of watching some YouTube videos about how to make engaging content and interact with your followers, and you could be 10 times the expert that the business owner would be in running their social media page. But how are you going to get clients for this? That's the toughest part of this job. Running the social media pages actually isn't too difficult. It's not going to take up a crazy amount of time in your day. The toughest part is getting customers. So you're going to need to find a directory of local businesses in your area. You can do it the old-fashioned way. You can, get your old phone book out, or of course you can use the resources that we have now online. And just start sifting through the local businesses, whether they're coffee shops, restaurants, auto body repair, anything. And then you want to look them up on social media and see if they already have a well-established social media page or not. If they do, they're probably not the best to call. But if a small business in your area is lacking a social media page in its entirety, or the ones that they have are they're just kind of crappy, very low followers, very little post, and they don't seem to know what they're doing, that's where you could come in and call the business and offer them your services. You really could offer one of 2 things. You could either, one, just be a little startup person where you start up their social media accounts, you get their profile picture, you SEO their websites and all that for them. You do that pretty well. And then you teach them how often to post, what to post, and then you kind of let them go and you get paid a flat rate. Or number two, which is a better option in my opinion, is that you set up their social media pages, or again, you improve them incredibly, and you are a constant social media manager for that small business. So every day or a couple times a week, you're posting for that business, and you can stay in contact with the business owner or manager, whoever you're dealing with, and see if they want you to advertise any deals that they're running or anything special they want you to get out there to the world. And of course, if you're doing this, you're going to get paid on a regular basis. So you're not just going to get paid an upfront flat rate, you're going to be getting paid every 2 weeks. And of course, the amount you charge should be based on the amount of work you're doing and the size of the company that you're dealing with. Number two, dog walking. Guys, I've actually made an entire side hustle series video all about dog walking. So if you want a really in-depth view of dog walking and that's something you're really interested in, I would definitely recommend checking out this video right here if you want to know all the important details. But I'm just going to do a quick little review. So of course, dog walking is a pretty simple business, and for most of you guys, you'd probably have a decent amount of fun doing it. You get to walk outside with a bunch of happy little dogs. I mean, I think it'd be fun, pretty relaxing, and you can make actually pretty decent money out of it if you get enough clients. Really, the whole business model here is that pet owners will pay you a specific amount for however many times you're walking their dogs per week. So let's talk about what you need to get started in this business. Obviously, you're going to need to get a pooper scooper, a trash bag. It is illegal to just let your dogs poop anywhere and just not clean it up, and it's immoral, let's be real. You're also going to need to get some leashes, dog treats if that's your kind of thing, and it's also not a bad idea to get pepper spray. Some dogs are pretty aggressive, and if they start really going at it with another dog and there's no other way to calm them down or de-escalate the situation, you might have to use something like pepper spray, or there might be better products out there that won't, permanently damage their eyes. Just like the social media management business, this is a really cheap one to get into. You really shouldn't be spending more than a couple $100 to get started in this business, like top of the line, right? Now, I would recommend going out and getting an LLC, make this business legit, open a business bank account, things like that to stay within the confines of the law and not get in trouble with Uncle Sam. However, if you are just getting started and you literally have 1 or 2 clients, it's not going to be the end of the world if you don't go through all of the legal requirements. But once you start really growing your business, yes, you definitely have to. Getting customers in this kind of business, again, is the most important thing, because the actual job you're doing here is pretty easy. It's pretty difficult to mess up dog walking. And if you're going to mess up dog walking, then don't get in the dog walking business. But pretty much I would set up your own website, maybe make some business cards, post some flyers up around town, but most importantly, go on social media, go on Facebook, post in your community pages about your services, maybe go to some dog forums on different social medias and talk to people on there in your local community, and try to gain clients and grind as much as you can. And once you start gaining a few clients, word of mouth will usually do a lot of the work for you from that point on. So yeah, again, this isn't a very passive business. You're gonna work for every penny that you make here, but the more clients you get, it's a fun thing to do. I think you really might enjoy it, especially if you like dogs and you like just moving your body a little bit, walking around outside. If you get enough clients, this could literally be your living, or at the very least, a side hustle. Number 3, a cleaning business. The cleaning business has been around for a long time. It's always been a popular and in-demand line of work. There's going to be no end to it, especially now from the pandemic. People are more worried now about germs and keeping things tidy more than ever. And there's also just less people willing to do this kind of work. People don't want to get their hands dirty anymore. Don't get me wrong though, I would not want to clean for a living or even as a side hustle anyway. I can barely clean my own stuff and keep my own room straight, so doing this kind of thing isn't for me, but it might be for you, so you might want to listen to the rest of this if you're interested. To get started, you're of course going to have to purchase cleaning products, and the kind of products that you buy can vary heavily depending on what type of cleaning you're going to be specializing in. If you're going to be doing entire home cleaning, or you're just going to deep clean kitchens or office areas, obviously the amount of different products that you're going to need will be different. Out of all the three businesses too, this is going to be the one where you're going to need the most ongoing operating expenses. You're constantly going to need to be buying new cleaning products, but of course, the revenue you're bringing in will take care of that. Obviously too, forming an LLC, securing your insurance, and doing some initial advertising and ongoing advertising is also going to rack up in your initial startup money. To start up a cleaning service business, it's going to cost you at least $1,000 usually, but if you're really frugal and you can find ways around that, then all the better for you. Now, because there are so many corporate cleaning services out there that people can hire, a lot of the smaller cleaning service businesses that are just getting started, they tend to do better when they niche down. So I would recommend specializing in something and really pushing that in your advertising. Like if you want to specialize in deep cleaning kitchens, so if somebody's got a really messed up kitchen and they look up on Google deep cleaning kitchen services and you SEO properly, yours should be the first to pop up and not the corporate giant. Getting customers, I kind of get bored of saying the same stuff over and over again, but Facebook and other social medias are such a powerful tool to gain customers. And of course, you can do it the old-fashioned way, create flyers. And with any of these types of businesses, you should create incentives for your customers for referrals. So if they refer you to somebody else who needs a cleaning, then they can get, 20% off their next service, or they can get, any sort of incentive to help you gain more customers, the better, because getting started in a new business is the hardest part, just getting the ball rolling. But once it starts rolling, it starts collecting more and more snow. And overall, this is just a really bad analogy, but I hope you get what I'm saying. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to go down and like if you haven't already, and subscribe to Business Buzz because we just hit 4K subs and we want more. Anyway, see you guys next time.